Hello and welcome back to the Games Kingdom. My name's Carl King and today we're going to be looking at something for the board game Galactic Cruise. It's not the game itself. What it actually is the E-Raptor Galactic Cruise UV print insert, which also takes all of the expansions that are currently out there for the game. So I've done one similar to this for a couple of other games, SETI and Hegemony. So this is the third one of these that I've done in conjunction with E-Raptor, who were kind enough to send me one of these inserts so I could do this review for them and for yourselves, so you could see whether it's something that you wanted to purchase and maybe replace the insert that came with the game. Now the game insert is very good, but this insert is slightly different. As I say, it's a UV print one, so it's got some nice artwork and pictures on it, and then obviously you get to put that in the game box instead of the stuff that's already with the game. So as I say, if this is something that you want to consider purchasing, or you've got other games, they do a whole range of inserts for different board games. They do accessories, they do all sorts of bits and pieces for your sort of fantasy role play things. They'll do sort of markers and bits and pieces. They do tokens for games. I've got a set of their tokens for Brass Birmingham, which are excellent clear tokens for the trains and the boats for the rail and canal eras in Brass Birmingham. But as I say, today we're going to be having a look at this. It's the Galactic Cruise UV print insert. So without any further ado, we'll crack on and show you the boxes. Now I've built them all. You do get some very detailed and very good instructions to check through. So this is how you get them. So if you follow these to the sort of letter, you'll get through this no problems. There's no gluing, everything just snaps together. They're all on sort of like your punch board type things, but obviously they're cut from MDF and they're printed. You can get, I believe, unprinted versions of some of them as well, but I do like the printed ones because they just look a bit nicer on the table. But as I say, you get some very detailed instructions on how to put these things together. All you need really is a nice decent file so that you can sort of just file smooth the edges of the little sort of connecting pieces when you snap them out of the frames, and you know, that's all you really need to do. You follow the instructions. Some just go into slots, other ones go over the top of them excuse me, and then they press together and they hold absolutely superbly. As I say, there's no gluing required, so you don't need to get sort of messy hands. There's no sort of glue that you'll get all over the nice sort of print and stuff, so that's an added bonus. And as I say, there's very nice printed information here that you just follow through. And then at the end as well, you also get this piece of the sheet which shows you how to store it all in the box, so that you can sort of, as I say, you can change over from the stuff in the box if you want to, if you're going to purchase this, and then it shows you how to pack that away in the box. So what I tend to do with these is I tend to just sort of cut that piece out and I'll leave that in the box along with the rule books and things, and then that just is there all of the time. So when you're packing it away with your fellow gamers, or if you're playing solo, you've got that to hand every time. You don't have to remember how these things go in, because obviously we've all got far too many board games and they've all got different inserts in most of the time, so trying to remember how to put one away and then another one away a few weeks later. If you've got these, why not use them, and then you just keep them, as I say, in the box. So as you can see here on the box, that's what they will look like, and then we'll quickly sort of just move this out of the way, and what we'll bring in are these individual boxes, sort of trays. So as you can see, they're nicely printed on all four sides, and for these particular ones there's one in all of the four colours. So these are exactly the same trays, so obviously it will tell you on there that you've got 4 of these to put together, and there you are. They're all nicely done, very sturdy, very chunky, and they'll hold all of your components. Now I have got some of the components from the game in some of the trays, haven't put them all in all of the trays because I didn't want to do that whilst I'm doing this review, because I want to sort of spin them around and show you things, and the last thing you want to do is have stuff falling all over the table. So as I say, you've got nice 4 sets of chunky bits and pieces there, another one here, and some of the artwork on here will be familiar to players of Galactic Cruise because it will actually show you, and it will be sort of self-explanatory as what bits go in here. But again, in the instructions it tells you which bits each tray is for, what bits to put in each compartment. So again, if you want to keep that to hand all the time, but to be honest, once you've put them in there, you're not going to use all of those bits throughout every game, and as people use them they'll go back in the trays anyway, because these will come straight out the box, and it will help all with the game setup. So here you have one here that's probably maybe for some cards. I don't know what each individual one does yet, so I'll just check out all of those. But as you can see, you put them on the table and they sort of stand there nicely, and they all fit together really well. As I say, on the side here you can see these little pegs, hopefully, so that's the bit that sort of pushes through, and they sort of they're spring loaded a bit because of how they've cut the wood, and then you sort of press it together, it springs together, and then as they go through they spring back out and they hold the thing in place. So as I say, there's a little bit of movement, but to be honest that's fine. That'll give you that little bit of wiggle room when you're putting in and taking cards out. Again, you know, you've got symbols on the side of these which will tell you which items in the game will sit in these trays. But yeah, they're fantastic, to be honest. And we've got another one there for another set. So again, you've got the little pegs that go through, and you just press that side down and they just pop together. So we're getting on to some of the trays here that have got a few bits and pieces in a minute. But yeah, there's more ones here which will have components and bits and pieces in for your gaming sessions. Very nice. Some here with some individual dividers in as well. But yeah, I mean the printing on these is fantastic. I believe they're made to order, so when if you do want to place an order for these and you put that order through, it will take a few days for them to sort of print them, because obviously to keep those in stock is quite expensive. So yeah, I mean, as I say, because they're printed to order, they can keep the cost to what they are, so that they don't have to sort of say, well, we've used X amount of stuff on that, we need to put a price in, so that they're not sitting on the shelf forever and a day. That's one of the card trays, and you've got these nice little cutouts that you can sort of lift the cards in and out as a pack. So that's quite nice, little sort of well thought out piece of cutting there. So again, you've got that on the bottom. These are the solo cards for the game, so literally you'll take those out at the beginning of the game and then they'll fit back in there. And as you can see, they fit sleeved cards. These cards are all sleeved, so they've thought about that as well. We've got some more cards here, and again another cutout at the bottom. Those cards I haven't got round to sleeving yet, but you know, yeah, they rattle in there, but to be honest, that's not a bad thing. I sleeve most of the cards in the games that I've got, simply through personal choice. I know a lot of people do that and a lot of people don't. It's just down to your own personal taste. But yeah, for me, on a game, if you're spending a lot of money on a game, then for me, why not protect the cards? You know, for an extra sort of few quid, why not buy a few packs of clear sleeve protectors and protect your cards. So here we've got one of the money trays. So again, you've got some nice artwork along the side, and they actually do give you 2 of those so that you can have one at each end or one at each side of the table, so it's easier for people to reach across and just get the monies and the add tokens. So you've got the 5 and the 1 monies, and then the 1 and the 3 add tokens. so you've got a tray at each end of the tables for players. We've got another little one here, which is your rocket ship token holder, so they all slot in there very solidly and they'll sit there very nicely. Again, brilliantly made components for you to use. A couple of more smaller component trays here. This is the one for another one of the sort of rocket components, which I haven't gone through and put everything in here because, as I said, I just wanted to show you these things. And these little cutouts at the end, similar to the ones at the bottom for the cards. These are just so that you can pull those out easier. So like the ones I showed you earlier, you got that little cutout. If that was across here, that would be an absolute devil to get out of there, but because they've cut that, you can stick your finger in, you can pull all of those out. Or at the beginning of the game, if you need to take them all out, you just pull them all out of one go, and at the end they all go back nicely. And then again, you've got the other half of those. Again, a nice little component tray. So yeah, that looks really nice. So there you have it, the E-Raptor set for the game Galactic Cruise UV print, and you do get quite a lot of stuff for your money. It is a very good price. I think it's about 35 euros at the minute, so you might obviously need to pay a little bit of shipping depending on where you are, but yeah, if you like the look of this, then by all means go onto their website and check this out, as well as all of their other products, because as I say, they don't just do inserts for games, they'll do tokens and accessories for all sorts of board and tabletop games that you can use. Some of them, as I say, some of them like this, they've done a printed range. Others you can buy plain, and they are obviously cheaper. I think these printed ones look nicer on the table, simply because it adds to the flavour, and yeah, it's just a bit more sort of visually pleasing on the tabletop. So again, for me, another winner from E-Raptor. So yeah, they get the Games Kingdom Royal Seal of Approval for another one of their fantastic products. And if you want to see the other videos that I've done, not only for E-Raptor but for other unboxings and some playthroughs and some reviews on different things, then check out my YouTube channel through this link, or just sort of try and find me on YouTube. I've got a Facebook and an Instagram page as well. I'll be running the odd competition when I sort of hit certain milestones for subscribers. So if you do subscribe, you'll get notified for all of my upcoming videos. I've got another one coming up shortly for some miniatures, but yeah, for these particular items for E-Raptor, there's 2 or 3 on my YouTube channel now, so you can go and check all of those out. But do go and check them out online. As I say, they're called E-Raptor, and they do some absolutely fantastic products. I think you can also catch them at some shows, but you'll need to check online what they do, and they've always got some fantastic deals on. So as I say, until we do another one of these, bye for now.